Hey everybody, Spencer Jones here with Jones and Four, bringing you there we go, a little more light for us, bringing you our live cooking show. I appreciate you watching. I apologize if there was a little bit of wait at the beginning. We had some technical issues with our live video, but hopefully they are fixed and we'll bring you this awesome recipe. Well, as I mentioned above or below, depending where you're reading this, fall is on its way. It's not quite here yet in Wisconsin. We thought it was, and then Mother Nature was like, no, you gotta wait, boys and girls, for fall, which, you know, isn't such a bad thing. We got warmer weather. But why not get ready for it in any case, because it's gonna be here. Winter's sadly, oh God, don't mention it, gonna be here before we know it. So why not be ready for fall or winter with this tasty and easy, super simple recipe that you can make. And you can get the ingredients for this recipe from your garden. Unless you're like me and don't have a garden, and then you ask friends for it, right? Who have gardens because they have surpluses. Or you go to your local farmer's market and get some, or even your grocery store and get some of the supplies. So what are we making? We are making an apple squash soup. Super healthy for you. It's delicious, it's hearty, it's healthy, it's perfect for anyone looking to go after the goals and chase their passions to the max by being healthy and fit to do so, right? So it doesn't matter what kind of food you love. I think almost everyone's gonna love this recipe, this tastiness that we have going on here today. So join me over here. Let me show you what you need to make this recipe. It's really easy. You got a couple pots and pans. You're gonna need a blender, so immersion blender works, or as I'm using my old blender it's kind of wore down, but it still works. All right, you're gonna need some oil. Olive oil works, so I'm using grapeseed oil. Bring it down a little bit lower so I don't have to lift everything up, because I'm, well, a little bit on the lazy side, I guess, today. You're gonna need some black pepper, some paprika, some ground cumin, that's always tasty, and a little bit of cayenne pepper. You don't need this, but it's always nice. I have one onion chopped up, just one onion chopped up. We have unsalted vegetable stock. You could totally use chicken stock if you wanted, up to you. I like the unsalted kind because you don't need that much sodium in your life, folks, so unsalted is what I like. You can do what you wish. Now this is one butternut squash heated up. I'll talk about that, and it's all gutted and all. There's all the tasty good squash guts. 3 apples. Now I have Gala apples and all that stuff. And a cutting board, knife, utensils. The bananas, not for this recipe. So don't worry about the bananas, folks. Okay, so really quickly about that squash. It was a butternut squash. You can use any kind of squash you like, but I'm a fan of butternut squash in terms of its taste for soup. Especially this soup, I think it pairs really, really well with apples. So I use a butternut. Now there's a couple different ways you can cook this. You will want to pre-cook, well, there's 3 ways. You'll want to pre-cook your squash. So one way to do it is you'll clean it off, make sure there's no dirt on it, all that good stuff, and then you top and tail it, right? You take the bottom and top, the top and bottom off your squash, you cut it off, and then you cut it the long way. And then you stab it a bunch of times. I do with my fork and knife and all, and I can put it in the microwave. That's what I did today because I was a little bit of a time crunch for it, so I didn't have time to cook it in the oven. I put it in there until it was soft. On each, not on each side, I had both halves in the microwave, cooking it that way to make it soft. That works. And you don't need it totally soft, you just need it enough that you can gut it pretty well, and it's relatively soft. You could also stick it in your oven if you wish with a little olive oil on top. You could do that at 350 degrees for about an hour and a half. That's a great way to do it. Or, if you didn't want to do any of that, you could top tail it, and make sure you got out all the seeds and all that stuff, right? And then you skin it, right? You peel all the skin off of it. That sounds, skinning sounds horrible. You peel it, we'll say that sounds a little better. And then you chop it up. And it's just gonna take a little bit longer on the stovetop, but that works too. 3 different ways to make it. I went with the microwave because I was on a time crunch, so just letting you know, that's what I did. All right, that's enough of the lead into this. Let's go have some fun. Leanne, thanks for commenting. Love it. One of your favorite recipes. Awesome. I'm so glad you like it. Hopefully you like this version of it, and share it out with your friends, your family. Share this video. That goes for all of you. If you like this recipe, if you think that this recipe is the bomb, Share it out. Let people know about it. Put it in the comments. I love comments. I love seeing them. Drop a comment and share it out with your friends and family, folks. I really, truly appreciate it. Okay, so first things first, you pre-cooked your squash. Good job. Next, you get a pan. A large pan on the stove, on high. You got a large pan, you got high sides on this sucker. We're gonna add about 2 tablespoons or so of oil, maybe a little less. I always say a tablespoon or 2. That looks about perfect. Now we're gonna let that heat up in the pan till the oil gets hot. And we want that sizzle, right? We love that extra little tss, as soon as that onion hits the oil. Anything hits the oil, you almost always want to heat it up. Almost always. There's a couple of recipes where you don't, but usually you do. You want that oil, the butter, stuff in there to heat up so you get that sizzle. It creates that sear right off the bat, which is always a lovely thing. It's only going to take a couple seconds here for it to heat up, and as we're waiting for that, I just want to say thank you to all of you for watching and tuning in. You all are amazing. I'm super excited to have you and have you watching the show. That's why I love doing the show, because of all of you. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Oh, coffee. So good. So good. All right. Our oil's hot. It's moving around the pan really quickly now, almost like water. It's so gorgeous. And we are going to throw our onions in. I should have picked a bigger bowl for the onions because they're falling all over. All right, let's see if it's hot. We want to hear that sizzle. Okay, that was like a small handful. There it is. Oh, that's good. Now, I'm man enough to admit, ladies and gentlemen, I was crying when I was cutting these onions. It was just so beautiful. And then I talked it up more and cursed a little and, made it work. Okay, our onions are in the oil. They're cooking up, and we want them to cook till they're about translucent, right? So about halfway between where they are and fully cooked, right? That translucent look. As we're waiting for that to happen, we will stir it occasionally and make sure they don't burn. And then we're going to take our apples, right? So let's see, get our apples, and that happens when you try being a smart aleck on live TV. Almost dropped it again. It's been a long time since I juggled. I should give it up. Anyway, bruised or not bruised, it's going to work. Now's the perfect time to cut up the apples as your onion's cooking. You try juggling them. I'm glad it wasn't eggs. I tried that once, that didn't land so well. It's been a long time since I've juggled. Anyway, now we're cutting these up to about the same size as I did the onions, right? So you want it to be roughly the same thickness, shape, whatever. It's not end of the world, it's not going to be blended up. So it's going to be A-okay. We'll just move that off to the side here. Now I'm just reminiscing about days when I actually used to juggle better than I did right in front of camera, in front of all of you. I messed up. That's what makes live videos so much fun. You never know what's going to happen. I guess you don't really know that on other videos you watch too for the first time, but yeah, you gotta keep life exciting. Live life on the edge. Know what I mean? Now, I'd much rather live life on the edge, attempting to juggle an apple in front of all of you, than slicing my finger off as I'm cutting apples. That would not be so good. I don't think Katie would like that so much.
No, sir.
No. Doctors might, get paid and all that, but I'd rather not give them my money, at least not for that. Not for that. Hold on, let me stir this here. Make sure. Oh yeah, we're cooking good. Awesome. I say awesome a lot, I don't know if you noticed, because so many things are fantastic. Awesome. So as we're cutting it, awesome man. So as we're cutting this up here and appreciate all of you watching all that stuff, I wanted to let you know, give you a heads up about something special happening here, at least this week. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can jump in on it, but it might not happen quite right away. I'm doing a 5-day series, so it'll be towards the end of September here, a 5-day series of fall time recipes. So I will be emailing out one recipe a day for 5 days. So nice and easy, one recipe for 5 days of tasty and healthy, obviously, recipes you can make for fall that fit the fall time, right? So if you're interested in joining in on that, I will just click join now. I think it is on our Jones and 4 page. Just go to Facebook, Jones and 4, and like sign up or join now or something like that. It says, and you can join our newsletter. You join the newsletter, you get access to this. That's where all the stuff will be going through. I'll also be posting out links and all that stuff on the Jones and 4 page this week, encouraging people to sign up so you can get our 5 fall day recipes. And I would love it if all of you would help me out and grow that and share it out with your friends. Invite friends to join up the newsletter so they can get those recipes as well. It's going to be so much fun. Katie, awesome. Yeah, who doesn't love the word awesome? That was awesome. So, our onions are now about halfway cooked. It is on high at the moment. It smells wonderful in the kitchen. I love onions cooking. It smells so good. Turn it down just a hair. It's getting a little hot in here. So now, when the onions are about halfway cooked, you will want to add your apples to it, right? Your chopped apples. The goal of this now is to get everything all cooked and soft and amazing. At this point in time, if you did not cook your squash beforehand, right? You skinned it, you peeled it, and you peeled it and all that good stuff. Then and chopped up in small. You want to add it now, just so it can start cooking a little bit. And you just want to give it a good stir here. I pre-cooked mine already, so that's why I'm not adding it in at the moment. If that's what you did, awesome. And now we're just going to wait until our onions are fully cooked. And then we'll add in the other ingredients that we have. Now, if you're curious about this recipe and other recipes that we have, you're like, Spencer, this is awesome, I love it. I love watching the live cooking show, but I miss out on like how much I need, or maybe like I'm not ready to make this right now, but I'm ready to make it maybe tomorrow or the next day. And I love watching your videos, but I'd much rather have a written recipe, or I want the written recipe as well. I got your back, everyone. I got you. Just go to my website, spencermjones.com, and check out this recipe. This recipe will be under the vegan soup, the vegan, I can't think, tab, vegetarian tab, dinner, soups. I have a whole bunch of different things. I have over 100 recipes on my website under the live cooking show tab on there. And you can find so many different recipes that fit you, and they're all categorized. So if you love categorizing and looking at different things, fit where your craving is, fit what you want, just go to spencermjones.com and you'll be set for life. Well, for a lot of recipes at least. So we have over 100 different recipes on there, it's just amazing. Now, some of these recipes, I'll be honest with you, don't always have the written component with it. Because before I started adding them in, I just added the videos to it. So I'm in the process of adding all the written aspect of the recipe in there. But this recipe you see, just watch the video. Usually within the first 5-ish or so, in 5-7 minutes, you get all that info, and you can write it down if you want until you get there. Just giving you a heads up because I appreciate y'all. I don't want you to waste your time unless that's something you really want to do. Hopefully you like watching the videos. Hopefully. Okay. Our onions are about cooked right now. Our apples are getting softer, which is good. These are all good things. So now that that's cooking in here, we're going to add our other ingredients. If you pre-cooked your squash, your butternut squash, or any other squash that you like, right? I spooned it out after I cleaned out the inside right before I cooked it. I spooned it out and just put it in a big bowl. That's all this is, right? It's just spooned out squash. Some of them are bigger hunks, some of them are not. It's still delicious. We are going to add our pre-cooked. Now, most of this is soft, not all of it though, right? Just so you know that. We're going to add that to our onion and apple mixture. This is when the spatula doesn't quite hold up quite as much as it would be nice. That's why I have other ones. That's why we got this one. Maybe just chop it up a little more. Chop up that squash that didn't quite get fully cooked, so maybe it was closer to the edge, or I don't know, it's just being a pain, right? And now I'm just going to mix it all up. Mix it all in there. And right when I finish stirring it all in, I'll turn that back up a little higher here so it's on high. We're going to add in our seasonings now to our squash and apple and onion mixture. So we have paprika. You will want about a teaspoon of paprika. Watch my careful measuring. Okay, it's not even coming out. Come on. Hold on. Watch my careful measuring. Dude, that Barnabas is licking my foot, so I may be doing a fun dance here. That looks like about a teaspoon. That kind of careful measuring, if you really want to measure, go for it. I applaud you. About a half teaspoon of cumin. So that's a teaspoon of paprika, half teaspoon of cumin, if you were. And then a little black pepper I have on here. Just a little black pepper. We're going to sprinkle that in. Oh, that came out faster than I thought. Oh, that'll be good anyway. And then cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is totally optional. If you like spicy stuff, go for it. Go for the cayenne. Or no, up to you. Katie and I both like a little spice in our life because we're spicy folks. So we're going to put in a couple shakes. You don't need a lot. That's what, 4 or 5 shakes, something like that. That'll be good. And then we'll mix it in. At this time, oh, it smells good. Your onions should totally already be done. Your squash is getting mixed in pretty well. Let me bring you over here before I add my other stuff into it so you can see what the tastiness looks like. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll bring you. I was going to bring it to you, but you know what? I'll bring you to it. Come, follow me in the kitchen. We're trucking. We're trucking. Boom. Turn that light up so you can see a little better. Look at that tastiness, folks. Yummy. There's the light. Well, not focusing in as well, but you get the idea. It's apple, squash, onions, seasoning, all the good stuff right now. Sounds good. So then we got our seasonings in there. Now you want your vegetable stock. You could use chicken stock if you want, but if you want to keep it vegetarian, you want to go vegan with it, right? Whatever works for you, then use vegetable stock. Again, I like unsalted because you don't need that much sodium in your life. But that's just me. You do you. Whatever works makes me happy. So you're going to add about 2 cups, or if you're using one of these boxes, this is generally 4 cups, about half of a box. Again, my careful measuring is amazing. I know you're jealous. It's okay. Now you're going to bother covering it again while I use it again. Now we're going to turn it up a little bit high, on the really high end here, so it really cooks it together. And we want our apples to be soft. So we're just trying to, I turned it down a bit because it was really going crazy. So now it's almost looking like, almost like a stew, right? Like an apple squash stew. It's kind of crazy looking in that regard. But we're just trying to cook it. Yeah, I want the broth to boil, or at least a really good simmer, so it softens up those apples real nice. I'm cutting up that squash that was a little tough. That's why you see me chopping at it. And as I'm doing this, and I mentioned of our fall recipes, 5-day recipe things, just go to Jones and 4 and sign up for it. It's on like blue sign up button on our page, or join us page. Join us button. I'm curious, what is your favorite fall time recipe? What is it? I'll share some of mine. All right, especially if you join that. But what's one of your favorite fall time recipes? What is it? It could be a dessert. It could be a dinner, breakfast, lunch, treat. I don't know. Add it. Put it in the comments below. I dare you. I dare all of you. Put your favorite fall time food or recipe, whatever, in the comments. I saw one pop in already. I think it was Katie. She has a little smirk on her face. Let's see what it says there. Let's see. Pumpkin pie. Oh, you love pumpkin pie? I like it. It's not one of my favorites, to be perfectly honest, but I do like pumpkin pie quite a bit. And I actually have a 4-ingredient pumpkin pie on my website. You can check it out, SpencerMJones.com. Whew, there's our free little shout out. But anyway, what are some of your favorite recipes? You got pumpkin pie? Anyone else second that? Do you have other ones? I'm a big apple pie fan, personally. Okay, it's getting cooked now. It's looking really good. I'll shut it off. Apples are feeling soft. Let me show you what this looks like. Kind of looks like a stew, right? A stew, what I'm looking like, a chunky applesauce almost look to it at the moment. Tasty. So now we blend it. If you have an immersion blender, you stick it in and start blending that way. Good for you. That's awesome. You totally do that. Or if you're like me and don't have one of those, because we don't, yeah, just use a good old blender. Good old trusty blender. It's been blending my Shakeology, my other shakes, soups and stuff for, oh my gosh, like 6 years. It hasn't died yet. I'm shocked. So, well, who cares? What kind of blender? What kind of blender should I get after this one goes? It's bound to go at some point. It's like 6 years old, daily use. It's crazy. It's awesome. That's what it is. It's awesome. All right, so I put about 3/4 of the mixture in here so far. Fill it up. Now, I'm going to blend it, but most likely it's not going to have enough liquid in it since some of that broth reduced down, which is okay. So, helps if I plug it in. There we go, Spencer. Now, not quite enough liquid in there for it to go. That's all right. So you add more broth. All right, we're going to add a good chunk of broth in there, probably another 1/2 cup, 3/4 cup worth. There it goes. Like pulsing it, that helps it. Now, as that's going, I stopped it really quick. I have another bowl here, another pot, I'm sorry, that I'll have set to cook this. I'll turn it on just a little bit. See how this looks consistency-wise. Oh, it's looking good. And then you add this to this. Now, if you're using an immersion blender, you don't have to worry about it. Ooh, tasty. All right, put that on there. On low, just to keep it warm since it's already hot from being cooked. Then we'll add the rest of the mixture. Get her cooking up here. Come on. Too many things right here. All right, there we go. Now we can make this happen a little easier. Get all this in the blender, wrap it up. So then, when you're done blending it, right, you add enough broth to make it the consistency that you like, and then you heat it up and you let it simmer if you like, and you're ready to serve. As soon as you're done blending, you're pretty much ready to serve it. You could cool it and let it sit for another day, let the spices and all that stuff combine together. That's awesome. Or you can have it right away, or whatever you like. Add a little croutons, if that's something you're into, to it, so you get a nice little crunch. You can make your own croutons by cooking up some bread. That's always a delicious way to go. Up to you. We'll add that. It's going to be a little runnier than the other one, but that's okay, because we'll combine them. See? There we go. Now, I saw me turn the top. I did that so the steam has someplace to escape. Oh, it seals that lid on, and that's hard to get off. Or just letting it blend everything up real good live. Little onion in there. Now, I don't know if you saw me. I pulsed it before I went just on high or puree, and and up from there, because I find that if I pulse it a couple times, it gets everything moving, and then when I click it, it doesn't splatter up onto the top and onto everything else. Just a fun little trick I learned from doing it. How many times? A lot. That's how many? A lot of times. And there you have it, folks. This is it. This is how you make apple squash soup. Just like that. Boom. Check out that. Tasting, how hot is this? Ooh, I can touch it. There we go. Check out that. Apple squash soup. Boom. Like that. Delicious. Amazing. It's going to be so good in your belly. It's perfect for fall time. I appreciate you watching, especially if you watched me juggling apples. If you missed me juggling apples and falling down, back it up. It's in like the first couple minutes where I make a total fool of myself. Shocker. I know. But thank you for watching. Please, if you like this video, if you like all this craziness, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go to Spencer Joneson. So youtube.com/Spencer Joneson. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, just click subscribe. Cool. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Share it out with your friends, your family, on social media. I greatly appreciate it. I'm getting tired. Man, look at my eyes. Something for my eyes. Gotta stop being so tired here on screen for my viewers, for all of you awesome people. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a great week. Stay safe, be healthy, be fit, go after your goals, chase them to the max. And I will catch you all next week. Thanks for watching.